if he asks for fish, do you scare him with a live snake on his plate? As bad as you are, you wouldn't think of such a thing. You're at least decent to your own children. So don't you think that God, who conceived you in love, will be even better? So, we're going to talk about prayer and what he says about prayer here. So, in that very first verse, he starts talking about, there are three main words that he talks about in verse 7. Ask, and it will be given to you. Seek, and you will find. Knock, and the door will be opened. And so, when you look at those three words, ask, seek, knock, what comes to mind? He's talking about doing the same thing. He's talking about prayer, how we interact with God, how we should, I don't know, not really get what we want, but how we should ask for what we need, how we should do that kind of interaction with God to lay those needs at his feet. And so why ask, seek, and knock? Like what are those three words? How do they relate to what we're trying to talk about here?
Well, you're sharing with God your heart. Yeah,
they're in action.
Yeah.
Okay. So one thing, when you dig into this a little bit, especially into the Greek, the way that these words are put together in these sections, those three words, when we see ask, that to us, that's a ask. That's a one time. Or seek, that may be just you look for it one time. Or knock, you're knocking. But in the Greek, these mean basically keep on. Keep on asking. Keep on seeking. Keep on knocking. It's not a one-time thing. It is a persistent, ongoing part of what you do. And it's not, sometimes we fall into the trap of, well, I prayed about it, and then that's it. But that's not what God expects of us. That's not all God expects of us. He expects us to keep on doing those things. To keep on asking, to keep on seeking, to keep on knocking. And the ask part, that's a conversation. You're building, when you have conversations with people, you build relationships. That's a relationship building. As you ask God and you talk to God, you're building that relationship with Him. The seek, now you're doing something. Now you're actually, you're looking. You're trying to figure out. You don't just ask and sit back. You ask and then you seek God's will. So it's more than just sitting back and waiting. You're looking for what God wants you to do.
But you may not get the answer you expected.
That is so true.
Yeah.
And then the knocking is more physical, like you're actually out doing something. You're out. It's when I was reading about this, I thought about it kind of like, when you're looking for a job. Asking is kind of like, yeah, I wish I could find a new job. And maybe you ask me, you know any jobs available? And the seeking is, okay, well, I'm going to go on Indeed or wherever I go look for jobs. I'm actually going to look and see what's out there. And the knocking is, you're applying. You're going to job interviews. And so it's kind of a progression, but they're just different ways of doing the same